Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to share something with you guys, something that I'm working on myself, and I thought maybe it would be cool to share it with you guys. So I was having a conversation with my son, and I told him, we were reflecting or talking about how amazing it is where God placed the communication pieces on our face. He gave us 2 ears, 2 eyes, and 1 mouth. And I was explaining to him how important it is to listen and to observe twice as much as you speak. And I say that because I am teaching myself, and through example and through discussion with my son and all my children, teaching them the importance to seek first to listen rather than to be understood. And what that simply means is that it is critical and it is important for us to be able to listen actively, listen intently to whoever is engaging in conversation with us, so that we are able to ascertain what they're saying, ascertain what they're not saying through their body language, through the tonality in their voice, and also be able to become empathetic, which is putting yourself in their place when they're talking to you about a subject. So when my son and I have conversations, or when he is being disciplined, or when he knows he's about to get in trouble, he likes to speak before he listens intently, or he likes to speak and then simultaneously tells me, I heard you, I'm hearing you. So I am teaching him, and this goes for, whoever we encounter with in life, your children, your spouse, your friends, your relatives, co-workers, frenemies, strangers. When we are in communication or in conversation with someone, we have to be able to listen actively and intently to be able to discern what's taking place with that person internally, to be able to ascertain whether the word choice that they're using reflects something that's not being said, to understand whether or not what they're saying is actually what they're feeling, throwing in some emotional intelligence in there. So again, I wanted to share that with you today. Seek first to listen rather than to be understood. And what that also means is, during the communication process with whoever you're in dialogue with, we have to sometimes practice that skill, because as we communicate, it's very easy for us to think about a response, or to think about something else, or to literally completely do something else. Someone is talking to us and we're not really paying attention to them. We're telling them, we're listening, I'm listening, I hear you, but you're typing, you're texting, you're watching something else. So a part of being able to seek first to listen rather than to be understood is also being able to give your undivided attention. So that's what I'm also doing with my son. If I have a little, what's that? Okay. Had a message come in, apologies. So what I'm also doing is intentionally giving him my undivided attention. If we are in conversation about something and I'm asking him a question, I'm not texting, I'm not reading something, I'm not watching television, I'm not dealing with my other children, I am not doing anything other than looking at him in his face and engaging in that conversation and repeating back what he has told me, just to make sure I clearly understand what he's trying to share with me. In the process of listening rather than to be understood, is also being able to have a shared experience with whoever you're engaging in conversation with. You're not able to provide an experience, or you're not able to immerse yourself in what's being communicated if you're not giving your attention. So in that, I encourage you, whoever's listening, watching this video, I encourage you to practice seeking first to listen rather than to be understood. in your everyday life, in your everyday interactions and communication with whoever. It takes time. It takes practice, because sometimes we want to just tell the person what we're thinking, or we want to give recommendations or give suggestions or give advice, or tell someone, you know, in the middle of them having a conversation or talking, oh, I get what you're about to say, and finish their sentence. Let's try our best, you know, working on ourselves, because I'm doing this too, working on myself and helping my son understand this critical life lesson that he will need to know as he grows up, that we must be empathetic. We must be good listeners, not hearers, because we can hear. We can hear everything that's taking place. We can hear what's around us. I can hear what you're saying, but it doesn't mean I'm paying attention, and it doesn't mean I am listening. Another thing I want to share, excuse me, I have a cough today, but something else I want to share, in what I also explained to my son, that as your parents, as an authority figure, although I'm giving you the respect to listen to what you're saying, there will be some instances where I will seek first to listen, then to be understood. Which means I'm going to listen to what you have to say, because I want to understand the root cause. I want to understand what you're going through, what you're saying, what's driving behavior, what's driving whatever we're communicating about. However, after I do that, it's my responsibility as adult, as parent, to be able to discern and ascertain what you're saying, how you're saying it, thinking about the tone in which you're using, the word choices that you're using, in order to tactfully and diplomatically tell you what I need you to do. So I heard what you said. I listened to what you said. I have an understanding of what you said. This is what I think you said. Let's talk about it. Now that we've done that, this is what I need you to do as parent, as authority figure in your life. So as the adult, as the parents, although we are seeking first to listen rather than to be understood, sometimes, guys, we need to seek first to listen, then make sure we are understood, because we just need to be able to be flexible and know when to use one of these communication styles. So again, sometimes when we're listening, a response is not even necessary. It's not needed. When we are listening, the person who we're communicating with, they just may want us to be a listening ear. They may not need anything else from you or from us other than to give them the space to just talk their thought process out, talk their issue out, talk their concern out, resolve the issue for themselves, but they just need that other party who they can look at and just be able to engage in, not even back and forth communication, but just engage in a one-way type of communication. So keep that in mind, especially with our children and our loved ones. You know, when you're homeschooling, after schooling, whatever, your child comes home from school, or they had a long day at a sporting event or wherever, and they are, you know, in conversation. A part of that shared experience that I talked about earlier may not necessarily be to give them encouragement, give them a word, give them a scripture, or to discipline them, or to tell them, you know, what not to do or what they should do. It may simply be to just be an ear, a soundboard, and just a body who is present for them to talk their feelings out, and just to give them a hug, a kiss, a sign of affection, and that's it. The communication pieces on our face: one mouth, two eyes, two ears. It's probably twice as important to observe through eyes, be watchful, and to listen twice as much as we talk. And in our communication, in what we say, remember, guys, life and death is in the power of the tongue. Your words are critical. Your word choices are important. The tone in your voice, the tonality of your voice is also important in communicating with whoever you're communicating in with life. communicating with in life. So I hope you found something of benefit. Hopefully you found one thing of use that I've shared with you today. As always, be blessed and make it a great day. Bye.